Hello, welcome. Uh, I have created a network here. We have a diagram here. You can see it includes a firewall, a DNS server, and a web server, two Kali Linux machines, and the CEO PC. I also have an untrusted Kali Linux, and that is going to be something that I will use to make sure that the trusted network is protected from an untrusted network. So the first thing to do was to install all the machines. I installed the firewall, the DNS server, the web server, the CEO PC, the Kali DMZ, the Kali Trusted, and the Kali Untrusted, which is the one that we'll be using to test everything. And first task was to connect to a website because we need to make sure we can connect. I tried reaching this particular website, www.seclab.net, and could not get through. Upon investigation, I discovered that the IP address was outside of the network and needed to be changed. So using the VPN connections and choosing IPv4 settings and automatic DHCP, I was able to assign a new IP address and then ping the web server and the DNS server and got responses. So then you can see the screen there in the upper right hand. I was able to reach the website. The next thing I wanted to do was to make sure to document and make sure, see what the operating system, the IP address and prefix, the subnet mask, the DNS, and the web server, default gateway, excuse me. So I started with the CEO PC, and you can see over there on the left, you've got it was CentOS release 6.4. A little bit further down is the IP address with the prefix. On the right-hand side, you have the IP address again and the mask, 255.255.255.0. And here we have the default gateway and the DNS server address. So the default gateway is right there, and the DNS is 10.200.0.11. And next, moving on to the web server. So on the left-hand side, you have the operating server for the web server. That's Ubuntu 8.04. And on the right, we have the IP address and prefix, the default gateway, and the DNS server, 10.200.0.11. And the subnet mask for the web server. It's got its own screen there. And moving on to the DNS. So the version of for the DNS is system is CentOS 6.4. The default gateway is as shown there, and we've got the address and the mask on the right. So the next thing, I wanted to make sure we could download a document from the web server to the CEO PC. Checking on the web server, there were only two documents. And I downloaded the social media security policy. And as you can see there, it says transfer complete. And the right hand shot is a sample of the document that was opened on the CEO PC. Next, I wanted to make sure we could create users on the web server. I chose Fuller as the name, and the password is there. You can't see it, but the password did work. Then just to double check, I went over to the web server and looked at all of the users, and you can see our new user, Fuller, is right there on the bottom, and so that worked well. Here we're documenting the open ports on the DNS and the web server. DNS only had two open ports, 22 and 53. 22 is SSH, which is encryption, and 53 is domain, which transfers domain names into IP addresses. And there are quite a few open on the web server, which is normal. Now here, so this is where we're wanting to make sure. So this is why we had the Kali untrusted on there, is to make sure that the untrusted network cannot reach the trusted network, but the trusted network can reach the untrusted. So on the left screen, you see the address for the untrusted network, the IP address, and in the middle, you can see that we pinged the untrusted from the trusted, and that worked fine. So the trusted was able to ping the untrusted, but on the right here, when the untrusted tried to reach the trusted, it did not work. And that is exactly what we want to happen. And this last thing that I wanted to do was to make sure that just to go through Wireshark and see the capturing of the file transfer from the CEO to the web server. And you can see the top part there, and you can see the username was Jasper and the password was too hard to guess. And then on the bottom, you can see that the transfer was complete, and the document did go through. And again, so this is the kind of, to summarize a little bit, this is what we've just looked at. So we have our router firewall did protect us from the untrusted network, and we are able to get documents from the web server, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and thank you very much.